Hi there, folks. Thanks for visiting LankSports.com. Keith Schweigert here alongside Jeff Reinhart, bringing you a preview of Friday night's District 3 Class AAA quarterfinal matchup between Cocalico and Susquehanna Township. This game's going to get underway Friday night at 7 p.m. at Susquehanna Township. Jeff, this is a sort of a rematch of last year's district playoff game. Susquehanna Township knocked off Cocalico 50-32. The two teams have met twice before. Cocalico won the first meeting. A little bit about Susquehanna Township here. They won the Mid-Penn Keystone Division and knocked off Gettysburg 53-14 in last week's first round. Their only losses of the season were to the top seed in AAA, Greencastle Antrim. They lost that one 24-16. And this one's kind of surprising, but Carlisle knocked them off 28-27. But Hannah has won 5 straight since their last loss. As I mentioned, they beat Cocalico last year in the district quarterfinals. Then they went on to lose to Mannheim Central 35-29 in the title game. That was a classic.
Great game.
Great individual effort from their quarterback, Ben Dupree. Plus side for Cocalico, they don't have to worry about Dupree. He graduated. I think he's playing for the Citadel now, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
But Susquehanna is still very formidable. They average 315 yards a game on offense, 30 points a game this year. They have kind of a quarterback platoon going on to replace Dupree. They got Anthony Gelbaugh. He has 1,300 yards passing, 15 touchdowns. He splits time with Sean Jones, who is more of a rusher. He has 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. Doesn't really throw the ball a lot when he's in there, but he's more of a rushing threat. They have 3 running backs that split the carries. The best of the bunch is Brandon Wallace. He has 699 yards and 4 scores. The other 2, Brandon Baltimore and sophomore Colby Grant, who's kind of been coming on lately. Those 2 have about 800 yards combined. All told, 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns between the 3 of them.
Good balance.
Yeah, absolutely. The top receivers, Trent Daniels, he has 500 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, and Rodney Watkins with 450 yards and 3 TDs. Hannah's defense gives up 207 yards per game, so they're pretty solid, they're only giving up 15 points per game.
That's pretty good.
So they should be a challenging matchup here for Cocalico, which you look at the record, 6-5 doesn't blow you away, but the Eagles have been coming on lately with now that they're back and getting healthy.
And they are healthy, and Austin Hartman's back, and he's been a monster, 260 yards and 3 touchdowns last week against West York. That's a huge win for them. Wow, to beat West York at West York, 4-13 or whatever the seeds were, kind of an upset. You got to throw the record out with Cocalico. They've been hurt all season, and actually Mike Williams told me this week, look out for Cocalico. They're dangerous. He said, don't look at their record. I mean, they were hurt most of the season. Hartman missed 2.5 games. Kevin Antol was out for a while. Spencer Moser, the quarterback, was out for a while. Brock Gosling will play quarterback Friday for Cocalico. Yeah, these teams are familiar with one another. 3rd year in a row they'll meet. I know the concern for Cocalico is going to be team speed, especially Daniels and Watkins on the flanks. I know they're very concerned with those guys making plays down the field. If Jones comes in, they're going to run the ball. Jones is a Harrisburg transfer. He can really go, and he can scoot, and Gelbaugh can throw, and he has like 15 touchdowns and only 3 picks, and he's been really efficient. So, tough matchup because of the speed factor, but hey, Cocalico's here. They got the great rushing attack. They're over 3,000 rushing yards. And if Hartman goes off again, look out. And they have a lot of momentum, and they had to win those 2 games late in the season just to get in. Don't forget the crazy game over CV, and then they beat Solanco. So Cocalico's playing well here. 3-game winning streak. Yeah, I think having a healthy Hartman in the lineup gives them at least a puncher's chance in this one. Because you would think if he can get his yards, if he's looking at a 200, 250-yard game, they got a shot. Now, I think a lot of his runs are big runs, so it's not like they, can chew up a whole lot of clock. But that's kind of, they can do that offensively. That's, they run the ball a lot. That's a consequence of that. If they can get that going, maybe keep Hannah's offense either on the sidelines, or if they got guys playing both ways, maybe they can tire them out a little bit by running at that defense. A little bit.
So it's not impossible. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. That's been the trend with these 2 teams in the playoffs. So, it's you look at the seedings, you think no way Cocalico has a chance, but you take a closer look at things and how Cocalico's been coming on. I think they got a shot here.
Sure. 5th-ranked defense in the league too. They've been sneaky on defense. They are a -5 in turnover ratio.
Yeah.
That could come back and haunt them here. They can't turn the ball over against these guys. They got to keep Susquehanna Township's offense off the field as much as possible.
Absolutely. Having said all that, I think I'm still leaning Susquehanna Township's way.
Probably.
No disrespect to Cocalico.
No.
I seem to pick against them every time we do one of these things, but I do think the Eagles have a chance. I think they got to play a very, very good game, no mistakes. Keep Susquehanna off the field offensively as much as they can. If they do all that, they have a shot. However, the old saying goes, speed kills.
Yes.
I think if it comes down to one of those games where it's just back and forth on a lot of big plays, and I kind of think that's how it's going to turn out, I think Susquehanna Township has a slight advantage there, so I'll give them the nod.
Yeah, I'll say Cocalico hog the ball. Hartman's got to get maybe 200 plus and get an early lead and sit on it. But I think Susquehanna Township here probably has a little too many weapons. I'll take the Indians. Absolutely.
Well, folks, we won't be blogging live from this game on Friday night, but Jeff and I will be updating the scores as soon as we get them. This game, along with all the other district playoff games that we have on our live blogs, and we'll be capping it all in our video recap late on Friday night, so be sure to look to that. Thanks again for visiting lanksports.com, and enjoy your game on Friday night.